Okay, so I'm on Google, and you see up here at the top, I typed in Santa cartoon drawing, and go over to images, and we'll probably use this one right here. And that seems one that's pretty simple. Say, I don't want to open. I want to save. Save image, and we'll save it to our desktop. Scroll up. And desktop, and hit the save. Okay, now we're going to open Cameo Silhouette. So you see here I got the designer edition, Cameo Silhouette 4.3, and I bought it off Etsy. I forgot how much, 30 bucks or 50 bucks. I don't remember. But you can get it off Etsy. I think the original version is free, which you don't need to buy this paid one, but it does come with a couple new features. That's helpful. So we'll just go to new, open, and back to the desktop where we save that picture. Scroll down till I see it. There it is. And so sometimes they open small like that. You just need to drag it to how big you want to make it. And I'm going to put this on my sweater, so I'm going to make it pretty. Let's fill it. This is a 12 by 12. This area, and my printer is a 12 by 12. So now I go over here to the right column, and this thing that looks like a butterfly, open the trace, and you can do a full trace outline, but that's not what I want. I want to trace by color. So this little blue thing that I'm highlighting here next to the magnet, trace by color, and you click trace by color, and then now I just click inside whatever I want to trace, and it's gonna select. Once I click on it, it'll select everything that matches that same color in that area. So it doesn't get the bottom because I didn't click in this area. It only goes inside whatever's outlined here. And on this right, you can change the tolerance to give it a little more strength. So let's turn it all the way up and see what happens. See, it kind of smooths it out a little bit, but now it goes overboard. So you kind of control like the area that of how big you want it to trace. So now see, it starts to get the red through the whole outfit, but this will all be outlined, so I don't want to do that. I'll do everything separate. There. So that's good enough. So now it kind of fills out this area. I click trace. I'm trying to hold my phone still. So now I can move this picture out the way, and there's our cap. So what I want to do now is click inside the cap, and I go over to the top left here where these little lines are, and this was we'll fill it in with the color that it should be. Boom. So there's our cap. Okay, so I'll move that to the side, bring Santa Claus back, do another trace by color, and this time I'll click his outfit. So now we turn up the tolerance, so it should hopefully stretch all the way across. There we go. That's what we want. Perfect. So now I click trace again. And you wait a few seconds, and when it clears up, you can move your picture out the way. And there's part of his outfit. Let's click it. There we go. Go up to the top left, and let's fill it in red. And let's move it to the side. Bring Santa Claus back. Next, we're going to get the bottom half. Let's do trace by color. And we'll click in there. So, see, it didn't fill in all the way. It's still a little jagged. So then we just move up the tolerance. Right now it's at 2.0. So let's just click up a little bit. See what we get. So it kind of filled in a little more. Let's do a little bit more. Just try to get it to the edge. And that's a little too much, so it's right now it's at 46. Let's see, 41. And let's move it up by with the arrows. 42. Yay, 42 is good. Let's see. So trace it. Wait 2 seconds, it goes away. There we go. And let's fill it in at the top left up here. Pull down the bar, fill it in red. So it's not, see, it's a little jagged at the bottom, but it's okay because the layer underneath is going to be all black. I'm going to just do one big black one. So now I'll come back here, trace by color. Let's click his legs. We'll probably have to do this 2 times, 2 separate legs. Yeah, that's good. So now I'm going to trace it and move it. And now we're going to fill it in. Top left, fill it in red. Okay, and let's move it to the side. So now we can do the last leg. Trace by color. Click inside this leg. Click trace. Oops, I didn't want to trace it. Let me undo. There's an undo. Oh, no. So if you mess up, watch this. See how you see it's right there? That's what we did. That's not the right side. So you come up here to this arrow on the top of the screen, and you can click that, and it'll take you back if you mess up. Okay? It'll take back all your steps, 1 step at a time. So if you moved, see how I moved it and brought it back to where I moved it? First, it's going to move it back to where I did. Then it's going to take this away. So I got to click it 2 times. Click it 1 time, and then another time. Did it work? Oh, I got to do 3. So bring it back. Move it again. There. There. Now, see, it brings it back each step. Even the movements, not even the execution. Every little movement. If I move the picture here to the right, and I move the picture down, if I press back, it's going to bring the picture back up, and I press back again, then it'll bring it back. So every little movement. So anyway, let's bring up the tolerance. Trying to get it a little bit filled. I like it at 29, 30. Yeah, that's perfect. That's good enough. So trace it. All right, and let's move it out the way. Click on it, and we're going to fill it in. Remember, top left to fill it. Didn't work. There we go. So now we have the legs. So all the red is done. Next, let's do white. So we'll get the hat and the beard. All right, so next color, trace by color. Let's get the bush. Yeah, that's good. I like it. So trace it. And move it. No, first let's fill it in. We're going to fill it in gray because white is going to be hard to see. Yeah, fill it in gray. Bam. Okay, let's bring this picture back. Trace by color. I wonder if I can do... Oh, I don't think you can do 2 spots at one time. Let's see. Nah, you have to do 1 at a time. So let's do tolerance. Yeah, bring up the tolerance, and we click trace. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna finish the rest, and then I'll come back when I have it all. Let's put this silver. Yeah, when I have all the colors traced. Okay, so it should just take a minute, 2 minutes. Okay, so I got it all traced. So you see, I just rebuilt Santa over here to make sure I got all the pieces. And as far as the black, I'm gonna just do a trace outline of the whole body and do a dual layer. So when I press it, I'm gonna just put one layer all black for the background, and I'm gonna just layer this on top of it. That way it'll be easier instead of doing tiny little black pieces to cover, for the eyes, around the eyebrow. Just, try to fill in that outline in between the beard, and the eyebrows and the face. I'm gonna just do one whole outline in black. So, but I don't want the Santa inside, so I'm gonna have to erase some of that. So let me zoom in, and I don't know where the eraser tool is. Where are you? Oh, it's on this side. It's on the left side. There's the eraser tool right here. So we click that, and there's our circle, and you can just start to erase some of the picture. And we just want to get close enough, and I can zoom in more if I needed to, but that's good. I'll just erase some of it because, watch, I'll show you when I trace it. There, that's good. So now I'm going to come up here and make the eraser circle bigger. That's at 0.86. Let's just double it there. Matter of fact, let's make it bigger than that. There. So now we can erase it. So easy. Erase some of the picture because we don't want that to get traced. Okay. That's good. Now I can zoom back out with the magnifying glass up here. One more time. Okay. So now we went to the trace, this little butterfly icon all the way to the right, that's lit up. It'll bring up this menu here, and we put select trace area. So the butterfly, we were using this pin, trace by color, but now we're just gonna outline the whole area. So I'm gonna draw a box around it. So it brings up this little, it's hard to see in the screen, but you'll get a little icon that lets you draw a box around it like so. And that's all we want. Take a couple seconds, and we're just gonna see now it's solid fill, so it automatically detects all the lines and corners inside the picture, but we don't want that. We just want an outline, so we come over here and click the outline fish. See, there was solid fill, and it tells you the difference. So outline, and just bring it around. So we click outline, and we click trace here, and it should give us just the outline. So let's move Santa out the way. No, that's too much. I didn't want all that. I just want a direct outline, because when we go to cut, it's going to cut all these little lines in it. I just need one piece. So let's go backwards. Let's bring it back. We'll try it again. Nope. And nope. Alright. Select trace area. We're going to try again. Put another box. And just want the outline. Oh, maybe that's why, because I had it on trace versus trace outer edge. Duh. Take your time and read. Now it should work. There we go. I don't know why this came. Let me X this out. Anyway, that's what we want. And this still came on the inside, but on the legs, but that's alright. So now we're going to fill this in black on top left here, and we'll go to fill, turn it black, and this part needs to be black too. I don't know why this is all one separate piece. This was not supposed to do that, but fact, they're going to right click and send to back. Okay. There. Now it'll go behind it. So now when we layer it, it will look like this. And we have center. So, matter of fact, let me leave it here and just drag everything on top of it. And that way we can measure what it's going to do. So first, when I press it, I'm going to lay this black down first. Alright. And then I'll just do the red on top. Like so. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect right now. This is just to show you how I'm going to do it. To do red. Okay, bam. And bring this, the belt buckle. I'll bring the stomach. And this is going to go here. And we'll bring this part. All this gray stuff is going to be white. Okay, and bring in his legs. Like that. Okay, let's get his face. Oops. Let's get his face in there. Whap. Let's get the eyebrows. We're gonna make all the white puff. The puff vinyl. And the beard. Okay, and the hands. And bring the other hand. And the arm. There we go. And let's get the nose in there. Santa needs a nose. And his little hat fluff. Okay. So that looks pretty good. Pretty decent. I like it. So now we need to add snowflakes. Because I do have some green. Not snowflakes. Some green leaves. We'll put some leaves all around them. I'll get some leaves. So let's find that online. Okay, so I just came up here and typed in Christmas leaves drawing. Scrolled down a little bit and found this one. This one, it will be pretty easy to copy and print. Like this one next to it is the colors is shaded. You need solid colors work best when you do vinyl. Anyway, we just right click, save it, desktop, bam. So now let's go back to silhouette and we come up here to the folder, click that on desktop and just scroll down till I see the picture, which is right here. Double click it to open it. Let's I think that's a good size. And then maybe I'll print like about 6 of these and just scatter them around the. Anyway, so we're going to come over here to the left, click that little butterfly thing, trace by color. Trace by color. Click inside the leaf. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing, so I'll be back when that's done. So, rookie mistake. Look at this. Trace by all areas. I cannot believe this. So let me show you how I did this. I got all the red. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. Come back over here. Trace by color. I click inside center. Where's the mouse at? Here. I click inside his hat. I didn't even read all my options. Don't make no sense. So, you see over here on the menu part? Look, all areas. I didn't even read that. Watch what happens when I click it. Look at that. Got everything. You don't have to do it one by one. Learn from my mistakes. So let's increase the tolerance. And that's good. trace it. That way you don't mess up on you when you layer it. So it may take a second. There we go. Took about 10 seconds. Look. So now we click that. Come over to the top left and we're going to fill it in red. There you go. Got the whole piece. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, so now let's try it. Let's try it with the white. So let's go back, trace by color. I'll click the beard. Come back over here when it gets it. Trace. Now we're gonna press all areas. Oh, I might have to erase that. That's not good. That's okay. I'll cut that out. Increase the tolerance. Yeah, that's good. Let's trace it. Take about 10 seconds. 10 segundos. Boom. Look at that. But it put a whole box around it. But that's fine. Let's erase it. Okay. So what's going to happen is when you erase it, it's going to separate all the pieces. And all you got to do is weld them together. And just go around and erase the box. Just be careful and take your time. Voila. Processing. And we're good. So now let's go. So now you see it's all separate pieces. And then we'll move the bit. Okay. So what we're going to do is select all. Right click. You can group it or weld it. Does it have a group? Yeah, we'll just put group right here. All that means just makes it one piece again. Okay. Look how simple that was. I went through all that work. Well, it was only 5 minutes of work, but still. So this is going to be white. So we click on that. Go up to the top left. And I don't know. Let's make that orange so it makes it easy to see. Yeah. Oh, but see, it filled in the belt buckle. I don't like that. I don't like that. Press Ctrl Z and back up. There. Maybe if I weld it, let me just see if I can do it from there. Yeah. See how it filled in the belt buckle? I don't like that. And under the mouth, it gave me those colors, but you know what it is? I'm gonna just have to weed it out. That's what I have to do when I press it. Anyway, let's group it. Weld it. What's gonna happen is it's gonna cut the square around out of there. I'm gonna just have to weed out the mouth and the chin here and this square inside the belt buckle. Okay, but that's it for that. Okay, so now let's do his face. So again, we're gonna trace by color. Oh no, the beard and stuff is supposed to be gray. Click inside the pick. Wait a couple seconds till it highlights. There we go. All areas. And increase the tolerance. Perfect. Trace it. There we go. Boom. Click that. This one we're gonna make orange, and this one we'll change it back to gray. Yeah, so it's going to look like that. And we'll move this black, and the black will come behind it. Alright. That's center. I can't believe I didn't look at that all areas. Anyway, so now let's look at our leaf. This is going to be our leaf. So I already cut it, so we can just duplicate. Right click and press duplicate like that. Because I'll probably end up making 6 or 7 of these. Then I'll highlight both of them and right click, duplicate. Control Z. It's not supposed to do that. There we go. I move this out the way. You know, I should have grouped them all before I did this. Right click, duplicate. There we go. Okay, so now we have 8 of them. So now what I'm going to do is get ready to cut. I think that's all I want to put on the sweater. Is that. That's good. So let's get the machine ready. Alright, we got the cutting mat here and the vinyl. We're going to start with the black vinyl. And so what I want to do is line it up on the corner. So make sure you take off your plastic. Otherwise your vinyl won't stick. There's nothing to stick to. Anyway, let's try to do this one by hand. Yeah, and just line it up to the corner. And we're good. Not all the way even, but not a big deal. Okay, so it's my Cameo 2, I think. Power button on the side, and I have it plugged up to my computer with this cord here. Yeah. Oh, matter of fact, it's not even plugged up. Plug it up to the USB. You can save it there. You can save it to a USB and do it from here and load. Let me see, load media, and it'll load it from the USB. But just plugging it to your computer is a lot easier. All right, so let me show you my needle. I'll unhook it. So when I do regular vinyl, I leave it on, what number is it on? Like a 3, just over 3. And that's because the needle barely sticks out. You see, it's just a little tiny tip. Okay, but when I cut glitter vinyl, I'll put it on 7 or 7.5. But your numbers will depend on how old your needle is. When it starts to get a little more dull, then you're gonna have to increase your number to get more use out of your machine. Because I didn't always have it on 3. I used to have it on 2. Anyway, so slide it, lock it, and that's it. Okay, so now let's load our mat, and we just line it up with this line here. Just like that. Okay. There we go. So you see the side of the mat is lined up. It don't have to be up like to the centimeter, but just as long as it's in that area. And the rest of it has to go in even. Okay, you can leave it like that, and you press load cut mat, and it feeds it, and that's it. So now we go back to the computer. All right, let's go over to our Santa Claus picture. Up here, so all this we can delete. We don't need it. All that work. Oh well. That's what I get for not paying attention and reading all my options. So one more thing. When you cut, you have to flip your pictures horizontal. Because it's gonna cut from upside down. So what you want to do is get your picture in there, right click, and it says flip horizontally. Okay, and it flips it. That's it. So this is the size of our cut mask. And you see the top of this hat? You see where it's coming right at the tip? Right? That's how much room you'll have left from the top of the mat. But I don't think I have that much room. Let's look at the mat. See? The top of the, it's not covered because this, I used this already. So I'm going to have to pull Santa down a little bit so it's not in that zone. See? And I have a little bit of room down here on the feet. So let's just pull him down. Like so. There. Now he should barely clear that top. So we go over here to send on the top right. And there you have it. I just put it on out, kind of out edge. Oh, it's already lined up on that. I don't want to fill. I don't want layer. Let's see what fill does. We're not using fill. See, fill just reads everything, all the colors that's on that. We don't want that. We just do a layer. Let me get that out the way. Let's go back to design. I can delete this. We don't need that no more. Here we go. So now it's just giving you a line of how it's going to cut. So it's going to go all the way around, and it's probably going to cut in here in between because that's the way it did when I did the outline. Anyway, not a big deal. I come down here to send. Where's my mouse? Oh, and you see it says ready. That means it's ready because I have it plugged up with the USB, so it's ready to cut. This stuff you don't need to mess with if you got it. Well, it don't work with my machine. Maybe because it's an old Cameo. It's a 2. They probably got 3 and 4s out now, but I never mess with this. So I think this automatically changes the force, the speed. You know what level your needle is at. But I never mess with this, and my cuts are good. So maybe one day I'll figure it out, but I haven't needed to yet. So just press send, and it's gonna start. And we'll be back when it's finished. Oops, I don't want light. Okay, so you see, you can barely see the outline of Santa in here, but if I flip it upside down, you see it a little bit better. I want it to be a complete outline, so I'm just gonna leave this part in there. I'm not gonna weed that out, but that's that. So we're gonna cut and weed. Alright, so this is what I use to cut and weed the vinyl. These little razors. Okay, you can get this set. You don't need this. You can use whatever. You can use scissors if you want. I just like this because it's easier just to like scoop the corners out and weed it. Okay, so what I do is I have this cardboard. I'll just cut on top of. Hard to see it on camera, but if you can't, then you can't see it. Roll it around the other way. No problem. Okay, there we go. Matter of fact, let me do it this way. And then I'm just going to cut it straight across. There you go. Okay, so we are done with the black. All we got to do is weed it. Now, you can, which I probably will, you know, cut around here and just leave that, cut this way, kind of outline a little bit so I can, sometimes I may print something where I just need a little strip. So I'll save all my scraps. All right, so I'm just going to cut around Santa. Because this is money right here. You never know. You might end up putting some on somebody's shirt that small and charge them $15. And you can just save your scraps and you ready to go. Alright. So just take your time, cut around town. There. That's good. So now we got to do is weed it. So let's start from the bottom. So this is what I do. I'm going to get the corner and I'll just pick it a little bit. Just until it lifts. Try to catch it. There we go. See it start to lift off. That's all you need. Then this is done. And you just peel it away. Now I use scissor. Oh, I don't like how this cut. Look, it didn't cut a straight line. It's like dotted. That's not good. But I'm making this sweater for me, so that little I wouldn't do that if I was making it for somebody. I would have made sure that it cut and print correctly, but that little bit is not a big deal for me since this is a Christmas sweater, and who wears a Christmas sweater more than once? Nobody. So that's it. There's the first layer that we're going to press. We're going to press it and throw everything on top. So now we're going to cut red. Yeah, we have red. Let's get that ready. So here is our red. Remember, we're going to highlight and rotate it. Flip horizontally. So now what you could do, look at all this extra space in here. I'm not going to do it because I don't feel like it. You could separate these pieces, close it in to that way you save vinyl. So you don't end up just cutting this big old square. But maybe I'll just cut it after. I'll show you what I mean. So we'll go to sand. And down here at the bottom, you see it says ready to go. But I need to roll the color on there and we'll get started. Alright, we got the red loaded. And you see it's lined up. And it's in there straight. So we already loaded the cut mat. So now we come here at the bottom. Let's see if I can press it. Press send. And we're good to go. And it tells you a time too, how long it should take. Right here. A minute, 15, 14, 13. So it tells you how long it takes to cut, which is nice. So the red is done and you can just peel it off. If your needle sticks out too far, when you peel it, it'll peel off. It'll start to weed itself and separate from. So that's how you know if your needle is too long. If your needle is just right, you'll be able to see. You can't even see the outline with this red. You'll see the outline like I had with the black. Can you see it? Barely. Anyway, let's cut it so we can save the excess. I do have a bag of all scraps, so sometimes depending on the designs I get, if it's small, or especially if I make a shirt for my daughter, I can use the scraps to make a shirt. That way you don't have to save your vinyl, because this is all money right here. Okay, look at that. All that extra. I can do some good work with this. Okay. And bring it straight up. So here in the middle, oh, you can't even tell. Anyway, this top part here, this is the hat. And here is the body and the legs, and this middle here is the face. So maybe I'll just cut a circle out, save some of that. I don't want to throw away. Yeah, see, so we can use that for something. Who knows? You never know. So now let's weed it. Let me just get to the corner. You gotta be careful with these if you use these. These are sharp. These are razors. So you don't, just take your time. Don't force it. You just kind of get in there and wiggle it about. There you go. And just start to peel. So this also came out a little bit jagged. See that? Let me put this razor down. Are we taking that off? Yeah. And this one doesn't peel as smoothly as the black. Sometimes it's like that. Some colors will peel a little bit smoother, but it's okay. And you want to follow it. Follow the peel. Don't just start trying to like, one thing like that. I don't do it like that because it could catch. Some of the vinyl and it'd be too much force and it'd peel it or rip it. I had that happen. So I normally just try to peel a little bit, get my fingers closer, follow it. Especially when it's small, low corners like that. It feels like big circles or a square. Then you can just grab one corner and then just go the whole way. But since it's small like this, I just follow it with my fingers and peel it away. Let's get that corner. Now we're up to the hat. Okay, throw away that. There you go. Now Santa Claus, you see, it didn't I could cut that with some scissors, but I think I'm gonna leave it. Put a little sauce in Santa's clothes. I think I'm gonna leave it jagged like that. I don't want it smooth. See, it's like jagged everywhere. But alright, so now we do the next color. Matter of fact, let me show you. So when I press down the black, and I'm just take this red, lay it on top. Oh no, it goes up here. Like this. Just like that. See? So far we got two colors. Here we go. Let's cut the rest. So I'm not gonna show a video of the rest. I'm gonna just cut it and I'll be back when it's all weeded. Alright, so we are ready. Let me move this table. So that took about 15 minutes. First thing we're gonna do is hit the pre-press and do that for about 3 seconds. Okay, that way it's nice and fresh and it'll help it stick better. Now, first thing we're going to do, so here's Santa mated. So this white is the Puffy vinyl and it cuts and peels exactly the same as the regular vinyl. So you don't have to make any changes to anything. It just cuts and peels the exact same. So since I'm doing like 3 presses, I'll do this first one for just 3 seconds and it should stick. I mean, it will stick. Alright, so sometimes stuff gets stuck on there and you want to make sure you clean it off. Or just be careful. I wasn't careful. I just laid it down wherever. But it's good. Here we go. So let's set it in the middle. Just like that. put it in. Now on my heat press, this doesn't lift up higher, so sometimes when you go in, your knuckles will get caught in the back and it will burn your knuckles. So be careful if you get this. I just have the regular M press, and if you can see it on the top right here, M press. And this one was about $350 or $375, I can't remember. Maybe it was $300, I don't know. I got it off Heat Press Nation. It's a super good heat press, but if you can get the one where the drawer pulls out, that's better. Or if you get one that lifts up higher, you don't have to worry about your knuckles getting burned, but you get used to it. Anyway, here we go. All right, 3 seconds. Press it all the way down. 1, 2, 3. Lift it up. Since I'm pressing so high, it presses fast and it stays on there. Okay, so next, let's do the red. Yeah, we'll do, yeah, let's get the hat and the legs. On there. So this one's gonna be a little bit, take a little more time to line up. But you don't want to mess up on this because you only get one shot. One shot to make it right. So even before you press it, you can kind of lay this on top just to make sure everything's in the right order. And it looks like it should be about right. Press here. This needs to come. Yeah, I think that's right. Or close enough. Yeah, that's good. I think that's even. But you know what we need is the Teflon Don. Let me grab that. So when you're doing multi-press, you're gonna need one of these. These little Teflon sheets. The Teflon Don, because see the arm is exposed. Now if it touches here, it's gonna catch it, peel it. Now this is what you use as your cover sheet. You can press that for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Lift it up. Take off the Don. And we can peel it. You peel slow just in case sometimes every piece doesn't catch. And you want to peel it slow because if you go too fast, you might lift the corner of it and it ends up making ripples inside the on the vinyl, and you don't want that. So now we can do the puff. We'll get the puff and do the face last. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do the face first, then the puff. I think that'll be better. I just have to make sure I get it in the right spot. Yeah, so I make sure the face is all in the right spot, otherwise it's gonna look funny. Yeah, oh, right there. Yeah. If I get it right, line up the beard, so the face needs to come down a little bit. Oh, you know what you could do? I'll put the face on like this. I could peel this face off and then just lay it on there like that and press it all as one piece, which I probably should do. There we go. So now I this. Leave the face. Boom. There we go. So now let's press it. I just do quick 2.5 seconds. I don't want to keep pressing on here the stuff that's already been pressed. And just peel it slow. Since it's not a full press, peel it slow just in case it doesn't stick. Alright. Now let's do the puff. So look, let me show you how thin. Look, it looks super thin, but when you press it, it's gonna be puffy. It's crazy. Let me record this. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's just lay it on top. There we go. Perfect. Put the Don back on top. Press this one for 4 seconds. 5. Okay. Look at that. It's puffy. Can you see it from there? Let's see. Let me show you the beard. As you can see, it is lifted. Let me turn it to the side. Look at that. See? Lift it. It looks good. Let's zoom in. Look, it looks like a little beard, huh? You can. I wish you can feel it in person, but it's all lifted on the side. Look. Boom. Ooh, Santa Claus, what's going on, Santa? Okay, now we're gonna add, let's put it on the arms. No. I'm gonna put some stuff on the side. Watch. Got an idea. Okay, so we have Puffy green. This is gonna be Puff. This green's. Alright. I'm gonna lay that there. And we're gonna have, I got these little glitter balls to go in the middle, but I'm gonna peel these off and put it all together. That way it's just one press. So I'm gonna put it inside here. Like that. Okay, doesn't stick that well on here, but it's alright. Perfect. Let's get another one. See? I'm gonna peel it off and stick it to this one. Alright, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 7 of these. Yeah, alright, so let's just do this and see how it looks. So we hit a 5-second press. 6, 5, we're good. Lift it up. Take off the Dom. Boom. Kaboom. Let's look at it. Puffy leaves. The leaves are puffy. Let's zoom in. We got some puff on the leaves. See, got a little thickness to it. Alright, so now let's do the other side. So, let me pause it, I'll just show you when it's done. Alright, so just finished. I put the leaves all around, put a couple on the arms. Let's check it out. So we got Santa with the leaves, with the glitter and the puffy leaves. Yeah, look. Santa Claus. Bam. And I got the leaves right here on the sleeve. And I got a couple on this sleeve. So, finished product. Let me put it on so you can see it. Recording. Alright. Here we go. Santa with the puff. Got the white puff and the leaf puffs. Put a couple on the sleeves here. Alright. How's it looking? We ready for Christmas? Are we ready for Christmas? So the puff vinyl. It's not even an ugly Christmas sweater. This is a nice one, huh? Custom made puffy vinyl Christmas sweater. We looking good. Looking good.